Lost weight only to gain it right back after returning to your routine? Did your diet work for someone else but not you? Rockin' That ID Life helps you understand your genetic makeup lifestyle that fits your needs. Together, you and RockinThatIDLife.com can focus on your health and meet your goals today. That's RockinThatIDLife.com.
Center Ice Brewery is a proud sponsor of Let's Go Blues Radio. If you haven't heard, Center Ice Brewery beer is now exclusively available at beer stores around town. So make sure you pick some up on your next Milk and Eggs run. That's Center Ice Brewery. Please drink responsibly. Welcome to Season 10, Episode 33. This is episode number 350 all time of Let's Go Blues Radio. We're the often imitated, never duplicated, the breakfast of champions. We're the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast. Special thanks to RockinThatIDLife.com and CenterIceBrewery.com for proudly sponsoring the show. Please check them out. It is Wednesday, April, what is it? I didn't change the date. 27th. And we're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. I think we are broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. We had some issues with Stage 10 and YouTube. They were not cooperating. But I think we finally got it going. To interact with the show, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just do a search for us. You will find us. I'm Kurt Price, my co-host for tonight's Big Show, our Bill Day, and Jeff Ponder. And on the agenda for tonight, we will discuss jersey ads, Tarasenko up for the Bill Masterson Trophy, the recent Blues games, the recent Blues road trip, our battle with Minnesota for second place in the division. It's going to come down to the wire. Tyson Nash says, nope, he does not. So that was last week. All that and more on this week's episode of Let's Go Blues Radio. Finally got going about 20 minutes later than we wanted. How are you guys tonight? Jeff, nice hat.
Right over here at the Ponder House, my team won H&A their championship last night. So,
I saw you bragging.
Yes. Oh, and I'm bragging all fucking week long if I can.
Hold that,
I'm trying to hold it up.
Yeah, hold that more in front. There we go. Nice.
I'm trying to. I can't. It's for some reason it looks choppy as hell to me, but hopefully people can see it.
Looks okay to me, but you know.
Yeah. So this is the H&A Cup, and we won it last night. So what does that mean? That means my team gets to go to Toronto for Hockey North America Finals in early June. So looking forward to that.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a couple guys who are like, well, like what if I, what if I got a couple DWIs? What if I got some drug charges? What if I haven't been vaccinated?
What the hell's on your team?
What the hell are you guys doing in your lives? Like, come on.
Yeah, well, I'm not allowed in Canada, so I can't go.
Yeah, apparently I got a bunch of Bob Proberts on my team.
I was gonna say Ogie Oglethorpe.
Yeah.
His deportation to Canada and that country's subsequent refusal to accept him.
Yeah, you know what's funny is so at the game last night, our goalie, for those who've been to games this year that the towel man wasn't at, and you had another guy filling in. That's my ice goalie. He's the man. He's a good dude named Dave. So yeah, he actually had a bunch of guys that I guess have season tickets with him that showed up to the game last night, and they were doing all the Blues chants. Every goal we scored, they were doing the goal song. They even did Country Roads in the last timeout with about 7 minutes left in the game. It was awesome. They did everything Blues style. They played Gloria when we won. It was hilarious. So we had a good time with it.
Very nice.
Were they Woosiers?
There was no Woosiers actually.
What?
Surprisingly. Yeah, we had about 15 people there, which for men's league hockey at 9:50 at night is pretty good.
Huh.
They were pretty loud too. It was great.
Nice. I'm adding a couple things to the outline, like on the fly here. So
that's cool. Well, Bill, does this give you the itch to come join us on the rink sometime?
It does. I just need to find, like 6 more hours in a day. Like, I think that would really help in getting me back onto the ice. I still haven't skated. Let me talk to Joe Biden, see if we can get some days extended
Maybe like Fridays we could do 30 hours so that way you can get some skating time in.
Oh, that'd be great. Fridays are the best days to extend.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't have any other announcements right now. We got Jeff's fine accomplishment for his hockey team, and yeah, I got nothing.
Are you drinking out of it? Why aren't you drinking?
Not tonight, but I was drinking out of it last night. COVID be damned. Yeah, we were. It was funny because we were drinking out of it. We're like, man, we are just literally not even caring about COVID restrictions anymore. And then I find out from like 3 guys in the team, oh, I'm not even vaccinated. And I'm like, oh, okay, that would have been nice to know before. But all right,
not even vaccinated. Well, you know, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, that was something. But no, it's and I'll say, man, like we're in a low league. We're not going to say that we're on an all-star league. Right below the NHL, but lost a bunch of guys. They lost a bunch of guys. So to see these guys be able to play for 3 or 4 years, pick up their skill, and then now win a championship, it's really cool to see. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'll stop bragging, but that was fantastic.
So there's a couple of games going on right now with playoff implications, and Golden Knights and Hawks are tied at 3 with about 6 minutes to go in the third, and so Knights have to win, and the Stars have to lose, right, for the Knights to have a chance. Yes.
Yep. Stars get 1 point, and the Knights are out.
Yep. So Arizona needs to score 2 goals in the next 12 minutes or so. So we're gonna be on the air when the Knights get eliminated tonight.
Yeah.
Can celebrate. Well,
you know what? When that happens, I'll drink out of the cup.
Okay.
Nice. Do it for all of us.
I will.
It's pretty amazing, like how hockey in general is pretty fractured, but everybody's like rallying around Vegas missing.
Oh, unite, activate, Vegas night hate.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. It's crazy how it's crazy how they went from a pretty beloved fun team to everyone hating them in like a few years.
Well, I think
2000. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
Jeff.
No, you go.
Somebody go.
Okay, I was gonna say I think what tipped them to being villains was going out and getting Jack Eichel. Right, yeah. They had the pieces that they gave up were beloved, and they think it's like the constant tinkering. It's like they're being run like a video game team, right? We're just going to keep going after the best players every year, and now they seem to have upset the chemistry.
They've tinkered too much.
They have.
Well, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago how like that opening the first year in existence, they go to the Stanley Cup final. And it's only been 4 years since that happened, and they have 3 guys remaining from that roster.
It's
they just every year and I think you were the one that said it this way, Kurt. Like they just treat players like.
Petro chose them over the Blues, so sports, just sports fan mentality is like, well, I wouldn't hate to see them lose.
Yeah. Yep.
It's nothing personal against Petro. It's just a sports fan mentality. Well, I'd like to see our team do better and say, well, maybe you should have stayed.
Last year, them being in the same division was, I think, what did it for me. Even after Petro signing there, I was still like, whatever. Golden Knights don't really bother me. But then just seeing the way their fan base reacts to losses, and I think I think it was the bubble year when they lost. I think they lost in the conference final, right? Or maybe it was the second round. I can't remember. But they said something about another disappointing playoff season for the Golden Knights, and I'm like, another?
Yeah. I'm screw you.
What the hell?
Screw you.
You don't know what disappointing is yet.
What kind of sense of entitlement is that? You weren't entitled to jack shit. You've been in the league for a few years. I mean, come on. I mean, Blues fans waited 50 plus years for the cup. I mean, settle down, calm
Right.
down.
Yep.
Right. The barometer for entitlement used to be Detroit, right? Like just
Yep.
they expected to be in it and win it every year. And that was just the most annoying thing. But then to have a team come along and make the Stanley Cup final in their first year and then not miss the playoffs, and then have this aggressive mentality, I think they set themselves up to be villains at this point.
A couple comments in YouTube chat about choppy video. Hopefully that corrects itself. Sometime stage 10, I don't know what the bottleneck is. I don't think it's anything with us, but I'll blame stage 10 because they've been kind of a train wreck tonight.
Yeah, for those that have been longtime listeners, we bitched about our podcasting for the Stanley Cup run, and I don't know if anybody remembers that we had to change mid playoff run, which is not fun to do, and so we're hoping that we don't have to change our platform for video hosting as well, because
that wouldn't be near as big of a deal, though. That's not even close.
It's much easier.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Changing podcast hosts was a mess. That was a lot of work too, because stuff's supposed to we'll just download everything and transfer it over, all your past shows, and we had a shit ton of shows, and no, it didn't work because of the old host was offline, so we had to use we archive our own shows and we had to put them back up on. Yeah, it was a mess. We get into details about that.
Not fun. Yep.
Vegas has taken a late penalty.
Switching back and forth. That's all I keep doing.
Because I've got Hawks in the power play right now.
Yep.
Yeah, they're on the power play. Yep.
So are you ahead of me now?
That's what.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what
okay.
what I just said.
I think you said. Oh, I thought I misunderheard you. I thought you said
misunderstood.
Man, DeBrincat has been terrible. Like he's gotten set up for some great one-timers and missed them all tonight.
All right. So, so those of you who joined us, we're doing a thing tonight where we'll pick a few comments of the show, not just one, we'll pick a few, and we got some swag here to give away. I know we have some a bunch of stickers and things that we can gladly send out to you folks. So, be clever, be good, and give us something good. There's a kinky comment. Oh, what was the early on? It was a
kink in the hose.
I guess a kink in the hose. That sounds painful.
Well, and then Matt Harris says, "How's the second horniest blues podcast doing tonight?"
The second horniest.
We don't need to explain that one. Oh, come on,
horniest.
Come on.
I don't know.
Do we really need to explain this to you, Kurt?
Second.
There are no sex addicts on this show, Kurt.
Oh. I don't think that's a horny issue. I just think that's that's just like an issue. Or maybe it is. I wouldn't know. I don't know. Okay, that was pretty good. Yeah, completely. Episode number 351. You can follow each of us on the Untapped app. My handle is CPrice12. Jeff says J Ponder 94. Bill's is Billy Blue Note 33. Jeff, I see you have a blues glass with a beverage in it. What is that?
I do.
It looks orangey or ambery. And is it a? Go ahead. I won't run it for you.
I was gonna say you just want to take guesses, and I'll tell you if you're right.
It's Dayquil.
Dayquil.
Yes.
Yeah. With honey.
So
with honey.
Actually, you're gonna laugh at me, Kurt, Bill too. I'm doing I'm trying to hold it up. I don't know if it's showing. Fallon pumpkin beer.
I think I still have one of those.
I have two in the fridge. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have one tonight for the show because it's it's kind of chilly a little bit still, so it works.
I think mine's vanilla. Mine's vanilla pumpkin.
Those are okay. I just like the original pumpkin the best.
Yeah, I've had. I like pumpkin beer. I got it as a change of pace, which is nice. 2:10 left in the third period. 3-3.
No, I'm sorry. It's 2:12 left.
Yeah, well, you're slow.
Somehow we've made up 28 seconds. Though
I don't know how that works.
Well, there's a stoppage in play, so. So Bill, what you got?
What do I have? I have an amber colored beer in a blues glass. So maybe I have pumpkin beer too. I don't know.
You
No,
don't.
I have 3 Floyds, Behemoth, barrel aged Behemoth barley wine. Something
Bill,
I've
can
had.
you hold that up a little bit longer since it's so choppy? That way we can see it a little longer. There you go.
It's interesting.
Okay, that's a nice cover. I like that.
It's interesting how it's
Yeah.
choppy for you guys and choppy for the folks who are watching, and hopefully it clears up soon. But it's not for me. So that's interesting. Interesting.
Well, good for you, Kurt. You want a medal? You want it? You
got
want a
one?
trophy?
You got one? Yeah, I'll take
I got a trophy for you right here.
I'll take a banner. Give me a banner.
All right, Predators.
Mine tonight is the 312 Lemonade Shandy.
Nice.
Which
Did you get the 12 pack with the different types of shandy, or just
no?
the
I got the
312
15 pack with just this.
Just that. Wow.
Just this.
Dedicated.
So, well, I will go through it pretty quick. So it is coming up on summer. Chris Bray in YouTube chat says 2% milk for me tonight.
Nice.
You a Prairie Farms guy, Chris, or Schnucks, or what are we talking here?
I like Matt Harris says my beer of the show, Pedialyte. We're recovering a little bit.
Must have been a rough one.
It's a nice way to hydrate. The Detroit Red Wings used to use Pedialyte on the bench back in the day. So I hear.
I actually was hungover, so I play Sunday afternoons too, and I was hungover once, and I thought, I've never tried this Pedialyte thing, so on the way to the rink, I literally chugged a Pedialyte, and I still felt like shit when the game started, but like by my third shift, I felt great, and I was like, oh my God, that actually works.
Okay. Coyotes and Stars 3-3.
Oh no.
And Kreider's on the power play. 8 minutes to go in the third.
Oh my goodness.
and the Knights and the Hawks are going in overtime.
24 seconds difference.
This is the night to have multiple TVs going, or your PC and your TV
I was
going.
gonna say, man, I need a second TV up here somewhere.
So I just discovered tonight. So I have an Apple TV down in the basement that came with my Spectrum subscription, and I just discovered that the ESPN app, you can do all the games at once if you want, and it was amazing.
How does that work? Just like it's a tiled?
Multicast. So
and then you click on one, it tells the audio for that one. Ooh.
Yep.
Is it on the PC only? I guess. Be an app, I guess.
On Apple.
Oh,
so it's Apple TV only that I've experienced it. I'm in the ESPN app right now and can't see how to do it. So.
I've butted heads with Apple and Apple TV. The Cardinal game the other day was exclusive to Apple TV only, which is fine. You could download for free and watch the game for free, but it was an extra host. So I was trying to, while I was in the kitchen kind of making dinner, I wanted to cast the game from my phone to my TV because I have a Roku on my TV in the kitchen. It's a Roku TV. It's all built in. And so, but Apple TV isn't available on that Roku. So I couldn't download Apple TV. So I'd try and cast my phone, and you can't cast from Apple TV to a Chromecast. And so I'm like, well, God damn it. And so I had to, go install Apple TV on my other TV in the living room and then put it on there and I had to use my Google Chromecast with Google TV.
That's because Apple only lets you work with other Apple products, which is really
but
fucking
it works
annoying.
But it works with Google TV. You can put Apple TV Chromecast,
right.
And then you can.
Stupid.
That's how I watched it.
I just took my iPad and I'm casting to my Chromecast. So, but it was the ESPN app, not the Apple TV app.
Right.
I'm going to put on my, since he's in the division, I'm going to say this. Let me put on my hockey analyst hat here and just say Barrett Hayden for the Coyotes, he's going to be a hell of a fucking NHL player. I love the way that dude plays. He just scored the goal for the Coyotes. Dude, he's a guy you cannot move from in front of the net. Kind of a Kachuk type player in that sense. I just love watching him play. So I could see he's going to be a fucking pain for the Blues down the stretch.
He's already had a really good game or two against us, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. The last time they played, I want to say he, like, a couple times had a couple great chances on whoever was in net. I think it was Husso.
I can't believe this Coyotes have come back to tie with 3 goals in the third. in a game with stars. All the stars had to do was get a point, and they still might.
I mean,
but
they're trying to be the spoilers. I mean, look what they did to Minnesota last night.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the crazy thing. This is second back to back, and they're going to try to pull this shit off again.
It's hilarious. All right. Today in Blues history, courtesy of the @STL Blues History Twitter account, April 27th, 1968. Jimmy Roberts' first playoff penalty shot for the Blues, scored 2 goals, tied the game with 11 seconds to go. Gary Sabrin scored the overtime winner. Barclay Player set the NHL record for penalties and minutes in a playoff year. And they did include the video of the penalty shot in that tweet. So if you're not a subscriber, or you don't follow @STL Blues History on Twitter, and you're a Twitter user, you should. It's a nice daily dose of Blues history in the morning. April 27th, 1998, St. Louis Blues set the NHL playoff record for the 4 fastest power play goals, 3:07, 3 minutes and 7 seconds, as they overcame a 3-0 deficit in the third period to beat the LA Kings 4-3. And there's video of Jeff Courtnall running Jamie Storr, which created the 5-minute power play, along with the 4 power play goals. That game, man, it was so funny because I watched the other day the 4 goals that San Jose scored on Vegas a couple years ago, right? In the playoffs, and it was funny to hear the commentator, "I've never seen anything like this." Yes, you have. Yes, you have. The Blues did it in 1998 in the playoffs, and it was the third period, about the same amount of time left in the game too. 5-minute, and they scored 4 goals on that, the first team to do it. So
that's still to this day one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I mean, just seeing Jeff Courtnall run Storr and then seeing him get his ass kicked. And it was just, okay, this is exciting. This is weird, but okay. And then to see them get the power play, a 5-minute power play through it. I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell's happening? And then they score 4 goals and it leads to a sweep of the series. I mean, it's fantastic.
Jeff Courtnall told Brett Hull what he was going to do. He told him before he did it that he was going to run Storr, because Hull told that story, or Courtnall told that story. One of the two did, and he did it. But the thing is, if you watch the replay, Storr plays right into the whole thing, because he tries to cut Courtnall off from cutting that corner around the goal, and so he sticks out his arm a little bit and leans into Courtnall, thinking Courtnall goes wide, and Courtnall just would have nothing of it, and he just ran over Storr.
Yep.
So
fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I'm checking out the video right now. If nothing else, you get a whole bunch of Pierre Turgeon in his prime with the Blues. Watch it.
Yeah.
Just seeing him skate the puck, man, he was so good. And when he came back for the alumni game at Busch, it brought back so many memories of just seeing him behind the net, along the boards. And because, he was one of the better looking players out there for the Blues that day. And I mean, it was fantastic.
The difference between the Blues doing this and the Sharks doing this was the fact that San Jose did it at home. The Blues were in LA. So the atmosphere, if you go and watch the replay of San Jose doing it to Vegas, the atmosphere was ridiculous. If that had happened in St. Louis when Courtnall ran Storr and then the Blues got the power play and scored 4 goals, you'd had the same atmosphere. It would have been. I guess the video of the Blues doing this is probably a little less exciting because they're in LA and the crowd's dead. But yeah, if you want to get amped up for hockey, you watch the San Jose Sharks on that power play and how they react and how the crowd reacts and how the announcers reacting. It is unbelievable. April 27, 2013, Brian Elliott sets the St. Louis Blues franchise record with his 11th win in the month of April. Elliott finished the month 11-2 with a save percentage of .948 and a GAA of 128. This hot streak was after not playing a game for 25 days. That was when he was sent down, wasn't it? He wasn't playing well, and he was sent down. Is that right? What's going on there, Jeff? You've got.
I've got a female here with me. Yes.
Is that
It's my wife, Jessica?
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
With
sorry.
red hair? I thought it was the girl from
With
Tangled.
Red hair. You saw her. She's shocked by her red hair. You saw her like 2 weeks ago.
Did you ever? I thought
I have this. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, it's the same.
I don't know. I guess I had too much to drink. I don't know.
Me, Kurt.
I have been drinking.
He said he'd been drinking.
Everyone's blonde. When I
drank more than you.
So. Yes, you did. We both did.
We both did. We ruled the Bomberito suite.
Yeah, I think you drank more than everybody in the suite.
Yeah, we did.
Combined.
Yeah.
We know how to take advantage of open bar.
Yeah, we do. Open bar dudes.
That was after Elliott was sent down, right? He hadn't played for 25 days. Yeah, because he wasn't playing well, and they sent him down to get some work. Wasn't playing well, didn't play for a while. Sent him down to kind of get his head on straight, and then came back and just tore it up. April 27th, 2019, game 2 between the Blues and Stars combined for 3 goals on 3 straight shots in a minute 12 during 4-on-4 play. Unfortunately, the Stars scored 2 of the 3 goals, and the Blues 4-2 loss. And April 27, 2019 is the same game. Jordan Binnington became only the 4th St. Louis Blues player to be a finalist for the Calder Trophy. So he, let's see, the first 3 were 78-79 Wayne Babich, 96-97 Jim Campbell, and 02-03 Barrett Jackman, who actually won the Calder Trophy. The only Blues player in history to win the Calder. Who won it that year, obviously, was... You know who won it that year?
For Binnington?
The Calder. No, the year that Jackman won.
Jackman won, but
no. I'm sorry. The guy who came in second, who people thought should have won.
Henrik Zetterberg. It's Henrik Zetterberg's Calder Trophy.
Right.
I love to point that out.
Okay. We are going to take a break here, but on the other side of this break, we're going to talk jersey sponsors for next season. Tarasenko being nominated for the Bill Masterson Trophy and the Blues' last road trip of the season. We'll be right back after this.
It's springtime, and I know in my house, it's such a good feeling to open up the windows and let the breeze roll in for new life in my home. Your body's no different. Detoxifying your body can reduce any inflammation, purify your blood, help with weight loss, improve sleep, and boost your circulation. Don't just go after those detoxifiers that only focus on the gut and bowel, though. If you're going to do it for real. The all-new Detox Box from RockinThatIDLife.com cleans all your systems, flushing your kidneys and bowels, detoxifying your liver, and restoring your microbiome for full homeostasis. You'll feel re-energized, restored, and renewed. Make your order now and receive a free detox water bottle with your order. Visit RockinThatIDLife.com or email Dustin at RockinThatIDLife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you to receive an additional 10% off your order. That's RockinThatIDLife.com and give your body that much-needed spring cleaning today.
I could listen to that ad over and over again just to hear you say homeostasis, Jeff.
Homeostasis.
Homeostasis. The Knights and Blackhawks are going into a shootout, or in a shootout. And the Coyotes and Stars, there's only a couple minutes left in that game.
2:18.
Oh. I'm ahead of you guys. I'm not going to say anything.
Well, I don't have the star.
Okay.
I put on the Stars game. So
okay. Tays just missed on a shootout. First Hawks attempt. Yeah. Just missed. Now Mark Stone. You'd hate to see him miss, wouldn't you? He comes in, makes a move, dekes. Oh, never really got shot away.
The crossbar didn't blindside him with, hit to the back of his head or anything.
He made a move. He tried to get shot away. I think it was going wide anyway. That was not even going to be on net. Patrick Kane. He scares me more than anybody in the Hawks. I don't care. Oh, he had him. And Thompson got a pad on it.
Stick?
No, Thompson got a pad on it off top of his pad, I think.
I'll tell you what. Watching that shootout last night between Vegas and Dallas, that
Oh,
Thompson was impressive as hell.
no, Kane just put it over the goal. He had him beat down, backhand, just over the crossbar. Oh, what's that? Oh, Ponder just left. We lost Ponder. What happened? You still there, Bill? Hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
had to sneeze. Very poor timing for that. I was on mute.
Yeah, Jeff left. Oh, that was weird. Okay. DeBrincat came in and lost the puck. Never got a shot away.
He has
Hawks.
been awful tonight. It looks like
it was a poke check. I think it was a poke check.
He's playing drunk.
Yeah, it was a poke check. Thompson, nice poke check. All right. Knight's season could be right here. Third shooter. Nope.
Missed.
Yeah, save. Thompson, glove save. Went backhand. Glove save.
Well, minute 21, and it could matter none.
Yeah, I know. 57 seconds I got on the Coyotes and Stars.
Man, you have a flux capacitor hooked up to your router or something?
It's not the game. I'm watching the. I got the game center up on my.
Oh, I gotcha.
This is reminiscent of the other last night with the Knights.
For the Knights, and it took that backhand deep by Haskinen. It was like the 13th shooter or something. But it's pretty crazy.
They're going to the fifth round now. Nobody has scored. Yeah, I guess we'll move on without Jeff. I'm not sure what's going on. Did he send a message?
He did not.
He said, "Sorry, just a second." Ooh, it was close. Saved by Thompson. Man, this is good stuff. Oh, kind of had him too. Strome had him. All right, Pacioretty, the Knights' fifth shooter, comes in wide right side, cuts to the middle, shot. No, save. Blocker stick. Doesn't seem like these shooters are coming that close at all.
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, it was a good save.
It doesn't matter.
Went to overtime now. Stars and
It's
Coyotes.
about to.
Yeah,
It's
11
about
seconds.
to.
Radulov. Nope.
Puck out of play with 7.5 seconds to go, but face off in the Dallas offensive zone. It's Vegas. Your season's over.
Oh, Masha show. Let's see if they can put it away before it goes to. No, he can't score. Man, this is the second night in a row. They've gone 7 shooters, no goals.
Craziness.
Man. Okay. Thursday at 3 p.m. So I guess if you're listening to the podcast tomorrow, it's today at 3 p.m. The Blues are going to announce the jersey sponsor for the 2022-2023 season. The Hawks just scored.
Yep. And it doesn't matter because the game went to overtime. Dallas got a point. Vegas.
Well,
bye-bye.
Yeah, they're gone, but Vegas does get to shoot one more to try and tie in this game. Good shot. Upper corner. The NHL is, well, let me see here. Are they going to score? Nope. Okay. Vegas lost the game, and the Stars going overtime, so double whammy. Vegas is done.
So the West is set.
The NHL is moving to Jersey as for next season. This move was announced back in August of 2021, prior to the start of this season. So the move comes as a way to offset lost revenue due to the pandemic. The NHL's revenue fell 14% year over year in the 1920 season to $4.4 billion. Operating income fell 68% to $250 million. And team values dropped 2% from the previous year, the first decline since 2001. Ads can be as large as 3 inches by 3.5 inches, which is bigger than the NBA's 2.5 by 2.5 inch patches. The location of the patch on the jersey will be determined individually by each team. So I guess it depends on how your jersey is designed and whatnot, where they want to put it. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said that teams retained more than $100 million in revenue from helmet ads and other changes introduced last season, so the league will continue allowing helmet ads. Gary Bettman was adamantly against jersey ads in 2015 by saying, "I'm in no rush to put advertising on our sweaters. I like the history and tradition and the way they look. I've repeatedly said we wouldn't be the first, and you'd probably have to bring me kicking and screaming." But obviously those comments were without the thought of a pandemic reducing revenue in the future. So that probably accelerated any timeline that the NHL had for putting ads on jerseys, which is probably going to be happening anyway. So thoughts on this? I mean, helmet ads were met with some criticism at first, but does anybody really care anymore about the helmet ads or notice them? Or I notice them, but do I really care? I don't know.
I notice them when they're bad, and like the ones that I hate the most are the Avalanche, because they're ball, the jar makers, the can makers. It's like, do you really want to put that on a helmet, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least that's Colorado, right? At least the ball, at least the logo is a white logo. It looks good on the ball. Design wise, it blends in fine. The Enterprise green E kind of stands out like
against the blue
like
helmet on.
It looks like just a sticker they stuck on there. That it'd be nice if teams would try and incorporate logos into their jerseys and helmets to kind of match their color scheme, but that I guess would kind of piss off the companies that have the logos, and if they're going to change the colors, which is not cool. People are really picky about the logos. So and Jeff is back. Welcome back, Jeff. And you're pouring a beer into your cup to celebrate Vegas's elimination.
Hell yeah, baby. Woo! Get out of here, Vegas.
GTFO. All right. Jeff's drinking. All right. Toast to Vegas being eliminated tonight. Ching. Clang.
Yeah. Cling. Yeah. For those on the podcast, I am drinking out of the H&A cup. Beer tastes better out of a cup like this.
Matt Harris says he doesn't mind the helmet ads, especially the Blues, but wow, I hate ads on jerseys. That's interesting. Out of all the helmet ads, I think if I dislike any of them, it's probably the Blues the most, because it's one of the ones that kind of stands out more. It's just a green E, for their away helmets.
Oh,
for those
watching in overtime.
Coyotes
for those watching, I apologize for my weirdness. I'm trying to refocus my camera. Coyotes. Woo! That was a huge comeback for them. All right, I think
all I see is you sticking your hand in front of the camera.
I know, it's just not wanting to refocus.
I think you're just out of focus in real life. That's the problem.
Maybe that makes sense. And I'll add with the helmet ads. I actually don't mind any of them. I don't even notice them anymore.
I notice them.
It doesn't bother me. It just doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I notice them. I think I'm just quickly got used to them.
Yeah, definitely got used to them. I notice them when I don't like them, and like I said, the one that I dislike the most is the Denver, the ball logo on the Avalanche helmets. So. There's the first graphic I've seen. Vegas out.
Oh yeah, you know what? It's time for another drink. Yeah, out of the cup. Woo!
Don't let the door hitches on the way out. So
bye, Petro.
So the Blues jerseys, the jersey ads. Okay? Your thoughts on this? I would imagine, especially jersey snobs are gonna hate it. People who love, the think jerseys are sacred, which they kind of are, right?
Purity.
Yeah.
The purity of the jersey.
Right. But to be honest, they're not gonna sell jerseys with the ads on them unless they're game used, right? So I wouldn't think you're gonna be able to buy these jerseys at Dick's Sporting Goods with the logos on them, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I doubt it. I doubt it.
I don't know. I have several different Liverpool jerseys, and they always have a sponsor on the shoulder.
You know,
and
you know what though? If they do that, and they won't do this, but if they do sell if the only way you can get a jersey with an ad on it, like through SDL Authentics or wherever, Dick's, obviously the team is getting money for this. They really
Right,
should. The jerseys should be less money than I know it's not going to be, but they should be because you're advertising for somebody else.
Just like cable TV should have commercials because you're paying for it, right? That was the whole argument. Right?
Cable TV never used to have, a long time ago, didn't really have commercials, or a lot of channels didn't.
Right, but like everything in a capitalist society, it's got its price, and now you get to watch My Pillow commercials and all those other fun commercials that show up on your cable TV that you're paying for.
Who are you hoping for? Got any hopes for the ads on the jerseys?
Emos. Give me emos.
I don't know if they're big enough.
No, they're not.
My legit thought, BJC Healthcare.
Really?
I think so.
That's good.
I think it's going to be Car Shield. I think it will be Car Shield.
Really?
I do.
Maybe.
That'd be funny.
I don't want it to be, but I think it will be.
At least their logo's blue, bluish.
Right.
Two-tone blue.
It will go with pretty well with this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kurt, I kind of like your answer, to be honest. I don't know. I would love for it to be like a truly local emos, Cecil's,
Colby's Coffee,
like a small local, like a Lion's
that'd be
Choice.
great.
Lion's Choice.
Oh, Lion's Choice would be the best.
I would hope, if I were to buy a jersey, I would hope the logo was on there if it was Lion's Choice.
Yeah.
I'd proudly wear that.
Oh, hell yes, I will.
That'd be great. Matt Harris says he hopes it's Whataburger. Just a big orange W on the front. I don't think we don't have any Whataburgers in the St. Louis area.
That would be the Stars.
Yeah.
yellow and the put it prominently on their really neon green and black jerseys. That would be awful.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, I don't know if they're doing, because AB is an obvious choice. They do alcohol on the boards. You'd think that jerseys would be the same. I looked and I couldn't find any restrictions other than size. They give the size of the ad. I didn't get any restrictions on types of advertisers that they could have. I assume there are some. They probably have to get approved, but I wonder if they'd allow beer on jerseys. Maybe not. I bet you not, because they probably sell jerseys to kids, and if the ads are going to be on the jerseys when they sell them, that's another question.
Yeah, no, it's probably, honestly, what I think it's going to wind up being. It's going to be gambling, right? That is the big sponsor that's coming into the NHL, and all of the European soccer teams have a gambling partner that sponsors at least one of their jerseys. So I'm betting that's honestly it's going to be maybe it's Bally's.
I was gonna say the same thing, Bally's or Ameristar. Ameristar's they're not big enough. I don't know.
I love Matt Harris. Matt Harris here says, "Wait, no, Center Ice Brewery jersey sponsor. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool,
but that would not. That's probably a little bit out of their budget."
Well, and their logo is a guy holding up a cup or a half barrel, a keg. Yeah. So it's like that'd be kind of funny to put on a hockey jersey. Yeah. Brandon Capone says, "Just a big toaster ravioli."
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
That would be great. A great big Antonino's toasted ravioli. Okay. Best raviolis in St. Louis.
All right. Ted Drew's. That'd be, way too small, but still.
You can't get more local than Ted Drew's.
Right.
And it really is good, guys.
And gals.
They advertise. They have spots. They don't. Although you know what, and they advertise during Blues and Cardinals games, radio and TV, but they don't have any ads on the boards. So I'm guessing that's where their limit is. They do commercials, but
Well-
you know what? Local commercials cannot be that expensive on hockey and television broadcasts when you got like dirt cheap ads being on there. These local businesses. So
In the chat, my wife has now joined the chat. She's infiltrating the show, boys. She says Jeff's hat is stupid. That's not very nice. Is that you teach our son with that kind of language?
you should teach our son with that mouth. Yeah.
I responded to that.
He did. He looks like Papa Smurf. I'll take it.
A little bit.
Papa
Yeah.
Smurf's kind of a sexy guy. I take it.
You know, if you dye
Of
you dye your beard white,
Of all the, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Halloween costume, dye your hair white, goes Papa Smurf.
Oh, speaking of Halloween costume, one of my birthday presents from this week from former co-host of the show, Justin Wilson.
Nice.
Casey
Nice.
Jones.
Casey
mask.
Jones. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Very
pretty sweet.
cool. Yep.
Nice Casey Jones mask from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. All right, where am I at? Lost my place. So what? BJC Healthcare. That's my guess officially. Jeff, what's your guess officially for the ad?
I mean, I want to go Enterprise, but they already do the helmets, so I don't
And the
think
arena.
that's and the arena. Man, I hate to say it, but I think I'm just going to agree with Kurt. BJC Healthcare.
Okay.
It's a cop out, but I can't think of a better one than that. I think that's
Emerson
got
Electric.
The money.
Go Emerson Electric.
I'm not
That's a
gonna
big
go
company in St.
Emerson
Louis.
Electric. Let's see. Okay, hang on. How about Texas Instruments?
It's in St.
Nothing?
Louis, I'm guessing no.
No.
Hence the
they are
name.
not.
Rice Arodi.
Oh, nice.
Hang on. Okay, I'll give you a real answer. Let's go.
Go Schnucks.
Centene.
Centene.
How about
okay.
Centene?
Centene's a good one.
It's a good one, but with them singing the naming rights into the soccer state in the chat, the Cardinals are the Blues jersey sponsor.
That would be awesome.
That if they put those, if those were sold, like the cross promotions that they do are super popular. That would definitely be a selling point for the jerseys, I think.
What if it was the LA Rams?
Chris Bray says Eat Right Diner.
There you go.
Yeah, and you could do a picture of the Eat Right as a logo with the plywood on the windows.
Oh, Brandy Capone. I love it. What if it's Quick Trip? Hell yeah, the Midwest. That would get all of the Midwest to follow the St. Louis Blues right there. Because we love Quick Trip in the Midwest.
Quick Trip is I've always liked Quick Trip.
It's good.
It's nice convenient mart inside. Go in, get yourself a 6-hour-old hot dog and and some fountain soda and mix in some vanilla. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. So we got BJC Healthcare and BJC Healthcare and
Now I'm going to
those-
change mine. Let's
Okay.
go to Express Scripts.
Okay.
It's pretty big.
Matt Harris says Cronky Sports and Entertainment. Wow. I do believe you can get kicked out of the chat for that comment. Those fighting words in this town. Vladimir Tarasenko nominated by the St. Louis chapter of the PHWA for the Bill Masterson Trophy. The award is given annually.
Masterton.
What did I say?
You said Masterson.
Did I?
It's a
I meant to misspeak. Masterton
God,
Trophy.
idiot.
Award is given annually to the NHL player who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. There's a lot of big words in that sentence. Each team gets a nominee after undergoing 3 shoulder surgeries in a 28-month span. Gee Louise.
You're hurting my head.
Wow, these are hard words. I want to just get to my talking instead of like reading. Tarasenko was limited to just 34 regular season games in his previous 2 seasons combined. This season, Tarasenko has played in 74 games and leads the club in goals, 34, and points, 82. had a 10-game point streak snapped against the Avalanche on Tuesday. I think he has a real chance of winning this thing.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, he's a big name. Struggled for a couple of years with injuries, and it was well known, well documented. And he's come back and just blown the doors off the league this season. So, granted,
I haven't seen the other nominees. The only other one that comes to mind would come from Bill's other team. Is Carey Price their nominee?
He is, but he only gotten to the last 2 games.
Right.
So.
That's I saw when he came back
next year for him.
Yeah, he coming back is one thing, but playing 3, maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the real competition, and I think it's going to be a tough to beat out, Chris Kreider, which he's not a comeback guy, but putting up at this point in his career, putting up a 50-goal season, and Lord knows how the professional hockey writers love their statistics and awarding things to people that get really, really great stats. A 50-goal season at 31 for Kreider is pretty damn good. If you want to go the emotional route, the other guy that could beat out Tarasenko, I think, is Kevin Hayes. He's endured the coaching of Mike Yeo, and is now kind of the de facto leader of the Philadelphia Flyers, and of course, sadly lost his brother earlier this year. So those are the 2 guys that I think are Tarasenko's competition, and with it being Kreider, and Kreider being a New York Ranger. Yeah, I think it's going to be his.
The East Coast bias.
Yeah.
The game 6768 in the YouTube chat says, to answer the question from last week, Amazon has a lot of series clinching NHL playoff games, including every Blues clinching game from 2019. So I didn't know. That'd be nice to have a DVD with all their clinching games.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you seeing that? That's in the YouTube chat?
It's in the live chat. You got to change it from top chat to live chat.
I did. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to check that out.
What else we got here? I'm trying to look through these comments too to we deem worthy.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and say this now. For next week, we'll have another giveaway. It'll be the book to my right. I hope I'm doing this correctly. My right. Hang on. Am I pointing at it? I hate that the feed is so choppy. I can't tell.
And nothing is on the screen.
Anyway.
I can't see anything you're doing.
Doesn't matter. There's a book over my shoulder. The 100 things Blues fans should know and do before they die. Stanley Cup edition, signed by Jerry Rutherford, the author. We have one of those, and we will be giving that away next week. Follow us on social media to find out how you can possibly win that.
Free stuff is good.
Mm-hmm.
Free stuff is good. Brandon DeRose says most improved is different from Masterson, right? Correct.
Correct.
Because it's well, the definition is best as exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. So it's kind of like a comeback.
Yeah, it's more or less comeback player of the year. Guy who maybe took a season off, maybe had a bad year, worked hard, came back to form, whatever. It's always some type of comeback.
And usually it has to be some kind of injury or like bad injury or off ice issue or something like that. So the Blues go on the final road trip of the regular season, going 3-1-0. The Blues beat the Sharks 3-1, and then beat the Coyotes 5-4 in overtime. And Binnington gets back-to-back starts in this game. Blues had a 4-1 lead and then through 2 periods, but squandered in the third. Justin Falk scored 30 seconds in overtime to win it. Originally, Robert Thomas was not credited with an assist in overtime As I said, he lost the faceoff, but the next day they corrected the stat and added an assist to extend his point streak to 16 games. That was kind of controversial because it was close. I mean, the faceoff was kind of won neutrally over the boards, and then was it Bushnevich got over there along with Tarasenko, and they were fighting for it. It was like, I don't know. That was close.
I'll say, man, like a lot of times I see that kind of thing, and I say, I poo-poo it, and I say, oh, that wasn't a face-off win. You can't. I think Tarasenko got his stick on that without no possession from the Coyotes. So to me, that is an assist. That's a face-off win because you got possession of the puck.
I agree.
So I was surprised that it took so long for them to correct that.
And I didn't look at it in detail. I watched a number of reviews, but I didn't. Did he get clear possession off the face-off?
I think he did. I think it barely tipped off the Coyotes' defenseman's stick or forward or whoever it was. It hit off one of their sticks, but it wasn't possession. It wasn't like he slid it back to his teammate, or it was literally just it hit his stick. Tarasenko grabbed it, slid it back to Falk. He came in and shot. So to me, even though it went the Coyotes' way on the faceoff, that's a win for the Blues because his winger was right where he needed to be to pick up that puck.
Ken Morris says, I remember when Bill Masterson was the well, that's what he says. I'm just reading what he typed.
Right.
Masterson. Yeah.
Right. In parentheses, sick.
Was with the North Stars and hit his head on the ice, causing his death in 1968. It was the talk of the schoolyard amongst the lads. So,
right. And you forget about, actual death happening because of an NHL game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been very close a lot of times since.
Yeah.
Clint Malarchuk, Chris Pronger, who's Richard Zednik had the skate to the throat too.
Oh, Malarchuk.
Not as bad as Malarchuk, but
Malarchuk, yeah. They said the and I think we've talked about this before, but the Malarchuk skate to the throat with Buffalo and the Blues. If Malarchuk was on the other end of the ice, the other goal, he would have died because they would not have got to him in time.
Yeah.
So that's
Trainer
crazy.
got there very quickly.
Just at the last, just in time. It's crazy. And the trainer reached into his throat and pinched off his jugular to slow the bleeding. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And then Malarchuk went on to shoot himself in the face at his cabin.
Yes, he did.
He said
interesting life that man has led.
He said initially accidentally, but it apparently was a suicide attempt. So he's had a life, man.
Yeah. He went OCD after that. It was a terrible story.
The Blues then beat the Ducks 6-3. This was Ryan Getzlaf's final NHL game. The Ducks had to have 2 more games after this, but he's not going on that road trip. He's making his final game at home. So a nice ceremony before the game, and got a beautiful assist on the Ducks' final goal, which I think the Blues commented afterwards. They were kind of cheering about that on the bench a little bit. You don't want to get scored on.
Oh, they were.
But they were cheering.
They were banging. I've never seen that before, where the team gives up a goal and they're banging their sticks on the boards from the bench as he skates to the bench. I'm like, that's That's really cool. Like, part of me wonders if Husso in the back of his head's going, "Oh, fuck you guys," like
it's kind of like
but that was awesome.
Well, it's like when McGuire hit 70, and or no, broke Maris's record against the Cubs. And he's, high-fiving and shaking hands with Cubs players as he rounds the bases. And kind of the same thing, I guess.
What was that pitcher's name?
I mean, and it was a vintage Getzlaf pass. The only thing that was missing was Corey Perry scoring it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
No,
that was. I mean, Ryan Getzlaf's fine player for me. I've never liked him or hated him or really anything. Blues haven't played them in the playoffs ever, right? Yeah,
the Ducks.
Yeah. So
no,
it's for me, it's I have no hate for the guy. I love seeing a guy kind of right off into the sunset. Yes, your team didn't make the playoffs. Yes, your team's not that good. They're going to get better. They got Troy Terry, Trevor Zegras, whatever. But I mean, seeing him make that pass, that vintage Ryan Getzlaff, I'm going to shoot. No, I'm not. I'm going to slide it back. I mean, that was just a beautiful assist. As much as I hated seeing Billy Husso give up a goal, it was really cool to see Getzlaff kind of ride off into the sunset with that assist and kind of walk away from the game at least saying, like, yeah, we lost the game, but I made a pretty fucking nice assist on the last goal ever scored with me on the team.
He's going to be a dominant beer leaguer next year.
Better than Sean Avery.
Or make a comeback in 5 years.
Yeah.
The Blues, so let's see. Thomas assisted on the Tarasenko goal, a Tarasenko goal in the game to extend his streak to 17 games, 8 goals, 21 assists in that over that span, which tied
Which
McDavid.
is ridiculous.
Oh,
29 points in 17 games.
Yeah, it's not like he got 20 points, in 17 games. He had some games with 3, 4, 5 points.
It's ridiculous.
Ties McDavid for the longest point streak in the NHL this season. Tarasenko's point streak was extended to 10 games, and of course that ended against the Avalanche in the next game.
Well, before we get into the Avalanche game, we do have to mention John Hamm coming into the booth.
Yeah.
True.
And all of a sudden, I thought that was played up a little bit, but then I thought about it and I go, it's true. The last time he talked about how much he loved Barbashev scores like 5 minutes after that conversation.
Yeah.
And then it happens again. And it was so awesome to watch.
Yeah, and backlash, people are weird. People like didn't want to see John Hamm on the air. They wanted to hear the Kelly and Panger call the game and not talk to Hamm. And they didn't want this guy who's just, who does he think he is? He's, entitled guy, gets to go in the locker room and he's always in all the pictures. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, shut up.
Yeah, and it'd be different for me if it was, and my wife's probably gonna laugh at me if she's still listening. If it was like Jenna Fisher, if it was Jenna Fisher, because I've had some problems with Jenna Fisher lately. She lives in LA, so I get it to a certain extent, but she's been celebrating the Rams Super Bowl win, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here! You're a St. Louis girl. You can't root for the Rams.
There are some people. Well, you know what though?
Okay, before you get into this, let me finish my thought.
Okay. All right.
So if this was like Jenna Fisher or somebody else from St. Louis who's never really shown a lot of love for the Blues, like, during the Stanley Cup Finals, she was at the games and she was doing spots here and there. But like John Hamm to me is a guy who's actually shown and proven that he is a huge Blues fan.
Yeah.
So I love seeing him getting involved and seeing him like, I'm going to come in the booth and just have a great time with Kang and Pelly. Pang and Kelly.
Kang and Pelly. I love it.
But, and it's also different too, and before, on the radio side, if they bring in John Hamm. That's one thing I don't want. If I'm listening to the radio feed, I need to hear the game call.
Yes,
like, yeah, it's cool. Oh, hey, there's John Hamm. That's cool. But like, do that at intermission or do it like maybe take a TV timeout off to interview him or something. But don't do it during gameplay. But yeah, during the TV broadcast, get over yourself. Who cares?
Chris Bray in the YouTube chat, I think a front runner for one of the comments of the show. Little girl in Columbus that died after getting hit with the puck.
Why?
I'm just joking.
What?
I'm kidding. That's what he said, though. He was talking about, tragedies on the ice. So
you're a prick. You're such a prick.
Coming to the show, Chris Bray.
we shouldn't laugh. National treasure from my wife. I agree 100%. Ken Morris, did Jeff say Jenna Jameson is a Blues fan? Maybe. Who knows? Did I say Jenna Jameson or did I say Jenna Fisher?
Pretty sure you got
Fisher.
it right.
You said Fisher.
Yeah.
Who heard Jameson? Who was that?
Ken.
Ken's thinking Jen Jameson.
Okay.
He's got Jenna Jameson on the brain.
Much about yourself there, Ken.
Yeah. Man, she looks way different than she used to. Holy cow.
Yeah,
plastic surgery looks nothing like she used to. Her face is like, it's one of those plastic surgery things kind of gone wrong. They look nothing like they used to. Like
I'm just going to ask this now, just even though, because folks, this is the beauty of doing a live show. You get to hear some of our internal interaction. How many winners are we picking, Kurt?
How about, well, we can have as many as we want. I think we should do 4. Is there enough for 4?
Okay.
Do we have enough quality comments for 4? I have one.
I think so.
I have one.
I'm telling you one now in our private chat.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that one. And I sent one, and I posted one too that I like. So we'll get a couple more, maybe 3 more if they warrant it before our next break here. So the Blues' next game was Tuesday night against the Avalanche. Binnington with yet another start, his second in 3 games. Did this surprise you guys at all that Binnington got the start against Colorado?
Yep.
Yes.
Totally surprised me.
Yeah, I was thinking you give Binnington the last start of the season against the Golden Knights, and you give Husso the start to Colorado. That was very shocking to me.
Yep. The only logic I could think into it was you're trying to get Binnington, keep his confidence up. Honestly, don't care if it gets deflated because Husso's your guy, and you don't want to expose him to Colorado going into the playoffs. So let Binnington get that start, and if Colorado's gonna, take us to the woodshed, it's the backup that's getting it.
Yeah, I thought of that too. To me, I guess I was shocked that Husso didn't get the start, but when I was like, well, I'm thinking about him, okay, well, maybe it's a thing where, okay, we've seen what Binnington's played well his last 5 games. In his last 5, it was at a .924 save percentage. And 5-0. So he'd been playing pretty well, but it was all against lesser teams, right? So I get, okay, so Binnington's playing well. Let's see what he's got now against a good team, a really good team. So I get that. Still, I wouldn't have done it, but I understand. I get if that's the mindset, maybe to do that. Now, I don't think he looked very good in this game. So that's
I thought he was okay. I think he was.
I thought he looked
stand out.
Hell.
Really?
So we can talk about it.
No,
I
thought he got rattled. I thought ESPN, the announcers got it right. He got rattled in the second.
I thought even when he didn't allow any in the first, I thought he looked like he was fighting it. He looked not comfortable in net. There were a lot of close calls, a lot of like oopses, and a lot of like, oh gosh, that could have went in, kind of things, but it didn't. I mean, he kept it out in the first, which was
I thought
great.
they had the first 8 shots they had. I thought were quality shots, and yes, maybe he was fighting it a bit, but I mean, he kept it out of the net.
Yeah, no, end result.
I was happy with, and
fine.
end result. Yeah, exactly. End of the day, nobody remembers what the saves were. They just remembered the saves were made. So,
that's true.
Yeah, but I'll say, yeah, I think once they started scoring, it did seem like he was kind of fighting himself mentally. And I thought the whole team looked rattled personally.
I think the team. I thought
they just kind of buckled and were like, "Oh shit, we forgot how good Colorado is."
It was almost like Colorado knew what our game plan was. We couldn't do much of anything. They were winning board battles. They were honest. The puck pressure was quick and fast, causing a lot of turnovers. And we just couldn't do much. No offensive zone. Colorado had the much better to play first period, I thought. Second period, I mean, well, we can go through this here. Let's see. Braden Shannon, David Prawn, Bertuzzo did not play for the Blues. All expected to be better by Friday. The Blues we went with 11 forwards, 7 defensemen in this game. Through the first, it was shots were 11-11. And Kemper and Binnington had allowed no goals through the first. And but in the second period, Nichushkin scored early in the second to give Colorado a 1-0 lead. And then Eric Johnson scores 2 minutes 11 seconds later to give Colorado a 2-0 lead, which, this was a kind of a breakdown by the Blues before the goal was scored. O'Reilly has the puck, fails to clear, gets it taken from him. And Binnington overplays the chance, I think. And
for sure.
Kind of slides out of the net, and defense goes down, and the rebound comes right to the slot where Johnson has a wide open net and kind of buries it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's one of those where like a defenseman sneaking in, and he looks up and he sees wide open net, and it's oh shit, like whoa, all right, and like that's exactly what happened. He put that right into an empty net because the coverage was just not there.
Well, Binnington slides out to the left, and he overplays it and has to kick back with his right pad and just gets a toe on the tuck in attempt, and that kind of shoots the puck out to the slot, and then Binnington's already down, and the defense is down, and they both have to try and dive back, and they can't get back.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, before no, go ahead, Bill, please go ahead.
I was just going to say, on that play, watching it live, the first instinct is, oh, maybe there's interference here. We're going to get it back. But no, it was the defenseman. I think it was Rosen that, had barreled into Binnington at that point. And there was no way that either of them were getting back to cover the empty net.
Yep. And before we move on, I want to add real quick something we didn't mention in the first period. How about that Marco Scandola dive to keep the puck out from entering the empty net?
Yeah.
Oh man,
you know what?
That's one of those situations where you're just like, you see the puck going, and like it's like slow motion if you're on the ice. You're like, oh! It's like, what do I do to stop it?
I didn't think he had to dive. I mean, it was like
I didn't either.
It was like a Jim Edmonds thing, like he dove just to slide
for
into
the
it.
effect.
I mean,
well, and
I don't think he had to.
He looked a little rough skating the rest of the game, and then he left the third period with lower body injury.
Yeah.
You have to wonder if him crashing into the goal like he did.
That's exactly what happened, because he's slow getting up, and his hip hit the boards at the back of his hip kind of hit the boards hard after he hit the goalpost. To me, if you're, I don't know, if you're sliding, just crash into the net. Don't go on boards.
No, I agree. I actually, that's funny you say that. I was wondering if anybody else thought that
I thought
he did not need to slide. Just skate your ass off, which he was doing, and just, you've got a long reach. He's a big dude.
He would have
just
there.
Poke it out, poke it out of there. And I guess he just thought, like, to be safe, I'm going to slide and make sure, but
what's interesting too,
unnecessary.
What's interesting with that too is that if anybody's ever played hockey before and you slide your stick on the ice, you got a decent chance of missing the puck. The stick's skipping over the puck or something.
Or like hitting it in a weird spot to where the puck as you. Oh, great! Yeah, that was clearly going into the net. So good for him to do whatever he could to make sure it didn't happen.
Josh Manson scored a little under 4 minutes later for a 3-0 Avalanche lead. So 3 goals in about 5.5 minutes. Another offensive zone faceoff win for the Avalanche. They play catch out high, send a shot toward the net. A rather innocent-looking long wrist shot from the top of the near circle, but Walker goes down to block it. And it looked to me like they didn't mention on the air, it changed direction. It went off Walker. It skipped off his leg or his skate as he went down, and just kind of like frisbeed, hit it and went up. Probably threw Binnington off. I would have liked to have seen Binnington adjust to that, though, because it was a pretty far out shot. I don't know. Bill, can you speak to whether or not, if that's deflected, your thoughts on if it's a soft goal or not?
Anytime, anytime that the deflections, way out top, you should be able to have enough time to make a reaction save. Not sure why it didn't happen in that case. It's, um, I couldn't tell honestly, watching it a couple of times whether it did deflect off Walker. So I'll take your word for it that you're convinced that it did.
Well, based on the way
but
Walker reacted and the way Binnington reacted, Walker kind of put his head down afterwards, like, oh, it went off me. That was my take from his reaction. And the only reasonable explanation to how Binnington didn't see that shot, or he saw it and it just was, accelerated or whatever and goes up high and he can adjust. Because if it's not deflected, he should have that easy. And I think Binnington caught a lot of crap from a lot of people about allowing a lot of bad goals in this game. I thought that the last goal he allowed was terrible.
Yeah, the goal to start the third period.
Yes,
that was
a bad goal.
Yeah. It was a bad team goal. I thought, the Blues let Colorado put the press on them right away and reacted horribly. Let Nichushkin force his way out to the front of the net, and Binnington just kind of got caught in two minds, I think, with what he was trying to do with his stick, and his stick was in the exact wrong position, and it got shoveled past him.
I didn't like where he put the puck either. I think if
Right.
he just goes along the boards, maybe you get that out, but he tried to bank it, I guess, and then think, okay, one of my teammates are going to come pick this up. But when you're getting pressured like that, I think you're better off. I mean, it's,
right.
Kids will tell you they're taught. Just, you got to teach them, go up the boards. You always go up the boards. It's always a better play.
Letty was back there, though. I mean, Letty was waiting for it. I just think Binnington got his angle wrong and banked it off the back of the boards. It didn't get there.
Yeah, I agree with Jeff though that it's a play where you don't, if Colorado's going to press that quickly, I just don't think that's the read that Binnington made. I don't think he felt the pressure.
Just right? Cover the puck.
I don't think he felt it though. Right?
Oh, I agree.
He realized how quickly they were coming in, and he tried
to
make the pass instead of just trying to move it around the boards and get it out of the danger area.
I also didn't like how Saad played after the fact. When the puck comes in front, Saad was weak on the back check there. He didn't do much to prohibit this goal. He could have stick checked the guy a little better, and he just didn't. And Fox out there, he tries to stick check too, but it was too late. But that was Saad's guy. It was weak all around. A weak play by Binnington, weak play by Saad, and they just came in front, and nobody took him down, and that was weird. That was a weird, bad goal.
Well, let's take some solace. Let's take a pause here and take some solace in the fact that they didn't look nearly as bad as Alex Pietrangelo on the goal at the end of the first period in the game tonight, where
I didn't see that one.
Who was it that scored the goal? One of the guys, Taylor Radish, had 4 whacks the puck with Pietrangelo a foot away from him, and Petro was just like tapping him with his stick. Terrible coverage. Sorry, you're out of the playoffs, buddy.
But Bennington, but Bill, I called you Bennington, but Bill, why do you hate
play style?
I'm Ryan tonight? Sorry.
Why do you hate Pietrangelo so much? He won a cup with us. Why do you hate him? Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. He's a good guy.
It's nothing against Petro. It's the Knights. It's the Knights.
It's sports. That's all I gotta say. It's sports.
Yeah.
A player leaves your team for more money elsewhere. You feel a little slighted, right? I mean, it's just natural. And you don't hate when they lose. It's just one of those things. Just nothing personal. It's sports. It's like the mafia. It's not personal. It's business. Let's see what we got here. The Blues did get on the board though with the Brandon Saad goal on the power play. Saad had it was a pretty big goal at the time. Trailing 3-0. The Blues had to score next. preferably before the third period started. Beautiful passing play on the power play. Tic-tac-toe passing from Kreider to O'Reilly to Kreider to Saad. All touch passes, on and off the tape in a blink. Saad was left all alone on the side of the net for the backdoor tap-in off his skate, but it counted. So this was Saad's 58th point of the season, 48th point of the season. If he can get 2 more points in the last game of the season, everyone in the Blues' top 3 lines will have 50 or more points, which is 9 players, which is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, I love these goals. We bitch about, everybody bitches about how the Blues overpass sometimes. This is the result of overpassing that you want. I mean, my God, that was just a thing of beauty. You see these guys do that, and you guys hockey. We could never do something like this. I mean, this is just the beauty of. Well, okay, Kurt can, but Bill and I couldn't. No, it's so beautiful to watch, and and when you see them capitalize on a play like that, it's just like, oh my God, to do this at least once a game. There's no stopping this team. I mean, those goals are ridiculous, and that's the thing, and I'll admit too that kind of I hate about hockey coverage is that's not getting any play from NHL Tonight, ESPN, TNT. It's always the individual, like he made this ridiculous play around a defenseman, then made a great play on the goalie, those are fine too. But when you have everybody on the rink touching the puck, one touch passing, that is something to behold. That to me is the beauty of the sport right there.
Lehkonen scores just 9 seconds into the third period for a commanding 4-1 Colorado lead. This goal sucked, which we just talked about. Coming out of the second period with a little momentum, you scored the last goal. You need 2 goals to tie. The Blues have been a come from behind team all season. Okay, let's see what they can do. And then 9 seconds in, that happens. Sucked. Soft goal. But O'Reilly scores 2 goals 64 seconds apart late in the third period to cut the Avs lead to 4-3. The first of which came off of a Kreider shot that was going about 8 feet wide, or as John Kelly would say, wide by 6 inches.
Yes.
But
going way wide, hits O'Reilly in the shin pad and goes right in the net.
Right. And the second of O'Reilly's goals, which had Binnington pulled at the time, Bushnevich carries behind the goal, left to right, and does the old sneaky pass out in front against the grain play as the goalie slides across to the other side. And O'Reilly had the entire net to shoot at. Pretty goal. It should be noted real quick that McKinnon was on O'Reilly in the corner, but let him go. God's gift to hockey players, let him go, which is why he was open. He might eat some more kale, maybe. Fix that before playoffs.
Yeah, get on that diet. What are you doing? Get on that diet there, Nathan.
He had a French fry. He cheated. He had a French fry.
He had a French fry intermission. Was like, oh damn it! I knew I shouldn't have done that.
More kale shakes in intermission.
Yeah, right. I was gonna add here that is there? If you guys don't have an answer, that's fine. Is there a former Blues player that you think of with that against the grain pass from behind the net who used to do that? Pavel
Demitra. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I used to love when he would do that. And he did it a lot. It always worked. It was always like teams just don't expect that. And they still don't. Yep. I mean, it's such a beautiful play when you can make it work.
He did as much as what's his name did wraparounds.
Yashkin.
Yeah, Yashkin.
Yeah. No, I can still remember game 2002, 2000. No, it had to be earlier than that. Guy Hebert playing goal for the Ducks. It was a national TV game. Gary Thorne calling the game. Pavel Demitra pulled that out, and he, because Gary Thorne was always wrong about who the player was, gave credit to Scott Young for making the pass.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
48, 38, it's tough.
Yeah. Right hand, left hand. It's tough.
So, there's like 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes, 10 seconds, something like that, when O'Reilly scores the second of his goals to make it 4-3. I'm in shock. Not because the Blues came back, because they're a good team, they can do that, but the way the entire game had gone. Colorado was their game. They were the better team all game long for the most part. The Blues didn't. They looked out of sync, and then all of a sudden, the Blues turned it on, and bang bang, they score, and it's a 1-goal game. And then they fucking hit the crossbar, like of tying the game. Ridiculous. And then Nazem Kadri hits the empty net with 1913 to wrap it up for the Avalanche. So I mean, in the end, it's a fun comeback effort by the Blues, made it exciting at the end. But I think for the most part, Colorado was able to prevent the Blues from executing anything that they wanted to do for the most part. Like they knew what was coming. They outworked the Blues on the boards, quick on the puck. Gap closure was quick. Gave the Blues very little time to make plays. So, looked shaky. I thought so. Right.
That was going to be just even the goal 9 seconds into the third period. That was really the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kadri got an empty netter, but that having that extra little buffer, that I thought after the Blues scored in the second that they were going to have a push at some point in the third. They got it, almost tied it, even though the deficit was 3. I'll tell you what, Husso's in net in a playoff series against them. I like our chances. That was my takeaway from that game last night.
Yeah, and obviously you don't expect that kind of effort from the Blues in the playoffs. It's just you expect a different level, and I guess Colorado would step it up too. So, and they were without a few players too last night. So there is that. Thomas and Tarasenko see their point streaks snap. The first Blues regulation loss since March 26th. You literally cannot win them all, so it's okay. Ryan O'Reilly with 3 points in the night, and Kreider had 3 assists. Binnington made 29 saves on 33 shots, and Scandella left the third period that we mentioned with a lower body injury. Berube did hint that he would be back, though. He'd be okay on Friday, I think. So, up next, we will talk about the Blues playoff position, how we can still finish second, upcoming Blues and Wild first-round playoff matchup, and we will the comments of the show. So, you might have a shot to win still. So, but first, a word from Center Ice Brewery. Do you like hockey? Of course you do. Do you like beer? Of course you do. Are you 21? Let's hope so. If you answered yes to all of those questions, run on down to your local beer distributor and pick up a 2-4 of Old Arena Lager, the Beauty IPA, or any other delicious hockey-themed beer from Center Ice Brewery. That's right, Center Ice Brewery beer is available at various beer stores around town, so check around for the one closest to you. That's Center Ice Brewery. Let's go Blues! Okay, the Blues can still finish second. You want to do the comments now, or you want to do them later after we talk about this? What do you think? You want to give them time to get some more comments in?
Let's do one more. We'll do one more bit, and then we'll do comments. How about that?
All right. I know the listeners are on edge and they probably want to go to bed.
Yeah, I hear you.
The Blues can still finish second in the Central. So Minnesota lost Arizona on Tuesday night. So the Blues and Wild which I'm shocked that happened. But the Blues and Wild are still tied at 109 points. So if they do finish in tying points, the Blues own that tiebreaker. If the Blues beat Vegas on Friday night, that will force Minnesota to get 3 or 4 points versus Calgary and Colorado. So and they play them on back-to-back nights, Thursday and Friday. So if Minnesota loses to Calgary in regulation on Thursday, the Blues can clinch second place with a win versus Vegas on Friday. Or if the Blues lose their game on Friday and Minnesota loses both of theirs, the Blues finish second. So the Calgary-Minnesota game on Thursday night is pretty big. So you should be paying attention to that one.
Yep, and I will be.
Do you guys care where we finish? Second or third?
Wait, When's Thursday?
Thursday is tomorrow. Well,
Oh, okay.
Thursday's in 48 minutes.
yeah. And
Oh.
if you're listening to the podcast on Thursday, it's today.
And if you're listening on Friday,
Thanks
it's
for
yesterday.
clarifying.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you care?
No, those. I care just in the sense of I don't care in games. I think whether the Blues finish second or third, I'm picking Blues in 6.
Yep. I'm kind of right there with you. I think I've been talking with my buddy who's a Wild fan up in Minnesota. And
I've met him.
Yes, you guys have both met him at Center Ice. He's
a pretty man.
Hung out.
He's got a pretty mouth
a couple of times.
He does got a pretty mouth.
I'll let him know that tomorrow when I chat with him. But yeah, I think we've talked about, like both of us expect there to be multiple, double overtime, triple overtime games, but not going past 6 games.
I would. I do want the Blues to finish second. Just if it does happen to go 7, and home ice advantage is overblown. It's not really an advantage. Every year it's like 50-50. Sometimes the home teams even have a worse record than the road teams. So I think the importance is placed on home ice advantage is a bit overblown. With that said, if it does happen to go 7 games, I would like the Blues to be home just in case. I wouldn't think it would hurt, right, to be at home for game 7 and to have the extra 4th game for revenue and an extra game for Blues fans to attend and enjoy. There's that aspect of it too.
I think it was Dan Riley, our friend on Twitter, who made the comment that, and I could be wrong, maybe it wasn't him, but something about, somebody says, I'm like, oh, does home ice really even, does it even matter? And he responded with, what about 2019 second round Pat Maroon? And it was like, yeah, that was kind of a big game. And I think if that game's on the road, maybe we see a different push from Dallas in that game. So
maybe
you never know.
We destroyed Dallas in that game, though. They were so lucky to get to overtime.
Yeah, but then they had 2 chances in overtime that they should have buried.
Right.
I know. But Dallas played like
the empty net.
Cagliano and Ben had a chance.
and Ben with the wraparound.
Yeah. With that said, too, with all due respect to Mr. Riley, Dallas played terrible in that game up until overtime. Then they actually played better in overtime than they did during the 60 minutes. I think we outshot them. It was a crazy amount in regulation.
Yeah. So in talking about the Blues and Wild, we got a couple predictions here. Ken Morris says Blues in 6. And then my wife, Jessica, says, I'm going to be the pessimist and say they are going to lose.
Why don't you go mansplain to your wife?
Oh, I would never do that. I would never, ever do that.
I'm gonna say I hate doing predictions, but I'm gonna say that I'm not cocky about this series, but I'm very confident in this series. The Blues have played very well against the Wild this year. They're 3-0. Granted, 2 games went in overtime, but the Wild have only beaten the Blues once in regulation since Berube took over as coach. They're like 13, 1-2 or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah. That was the stat I was just trying to look up.
Okay.
It's
something like 10-1-2.
Knows how to beat this team.
Yeah, and the Wild just do not match up well against the Blues. It's just they don't. They have a really hard time beating us, and I wouldn't be shocked if we win the series in 5 games.
Well, and I'll say too that, and I said this before. Yes, there's obviously a chance in any playoff series that the Blues don't win the series and the Wild take it.
Sure,
but guess what? It's going to be great fucking hockey. I want this series because to me, Blues and Wild, that's the best first round series there's going to be of all of them. I think that's going to be so much fun to watch. So I'm all for a Blues Wild series.
So your wife's really getting into this pessimism thing. I think it's because we no longer have Magnus Payarvi to get the series.
That's right.
Goal.
Well, and it's because she was attracted to him because he looks just like me. So that's why.
He's much taller.
He is taller. That's true. And he's much better at hockey than I am.
Much stronger, probably, I'm guessing.
But I wear a hat and a beard better than he does. So
Okay.
just take
All right.
that to the bank.
All right.
Matt Harris says Blues an 8.
Blues an 8.
Yeah.
Well, if you count up the overtime, it could go 9.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, the Canada Cup went 8 games, right? You never know.
You know, they a lot of people have said that Minnesota has the advantage in goaltending in the series, but I don't have the head-to-head stats in front of me. I should pull them up. Talbot's splits against the Blues this season, but the Blues
Not
have
good.
lit him up. Yeah, the Blues have lit him up this season. And Fleury, granted, he was on a different team, but the Blues lit up him with Chicago too, which I guess you can't really factor that as a terrible team.
No.
But still, they're
No,
gonna.
I agree.
They're
I agree, though.
they're gonna roll with Talbot in the playoffs.
And you know what? If I'm them, I do the same thing. I think,
Yeah.
and I think it's the same as the Blues. I think you gotta, and I don't want to say it's a short leash on Husso, but in the back of your mind, if Husso's game 1, you're thinking, okay, maybe you go to Binnington. It's the same thing in Minnesota. They lose game 1, they're saying, okay, you might need to go to Fleury here and see how he does in game 2. So it's a very similar situation in goal for the Wild.
I think I would say unless Husso looks absolutely horrendous in game 1, I'd say even if the Blues lose game 1, or game 2, I think.
Yeah, and I think you should.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the wrong decision.
I don't think they go away from Husso unless we're down 0-2 and Husso just doesn't look quite right.
Yeah. I think if he gets shelled in game 1, maybe they go to.
That's what I'm saying.
But
if he gets absolutely destroyed in game 1, he's probably pulled anyway. And then you got a decision to make for game 2. And you know what? If he gets pulled in game 1, I can see him going right back to him in game 2. So
depending on how the rest of the game goes in game 1, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're down 4-1, he comes out, Binnington comes in, they win the game 5-4. I think they're going right back to Binnington. But otherwise, I think you're going with Husso in game 2, even after a loss.
Now, the only scenario I can see Husso not being the starter through game 2 is injury. So let's.
I think it.
I hate to bring up that word, but it's if he gets shelled, they pull him, they put Binnington in, let Binnington take the rest of that game, go right back to him. If he gets shelled in the second game,
I think it's Bill froze.
Yeah, there's injury, right? That injury is always the wild card.
I think we could liken it to a Grubauer-Holtby situation in Washington. The other won the Cup. The first round, they were down 0-2 with Grubauer net. They went back to Holtby, and they won the first round. I think they would give Husso 2 games, and if he's not looking right, then they go the other way. Oh, we'll see. Who knows? We're a lot of very specific scenarios we're tossing out there that might not happen.
And speaking of Grubauer, he's not making the playoffs this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do, having memories of the regular season. I still want to punch that guy in the face.
Someone needs to tell him. It's a shame.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
I think it should be Darcy Kemper who tells him.
Hey, Philip there, remember when you made the playoffs there with the Avalanche there?
Speaking of, the Avalanche's chances, I think, and their goaltending's been good this season, but it's still unproven because they've had good goaltending in the past that has not gotten it done in the playoffs, and the Avalanche have really not gotten done. They haven't been past the second round with this, this group of guys.
Not since Joe Sakic was their captain, right?
So it's interesting to me that everyone's, and they're a great team this season, fantastic team. They look great. With that said, they've looked really good in the past couple of years too, and they just haven't gotten it done either. So, and they look like a ball of fire against the Blues in the first round last year, and then lost in the second. So, Colorado was really a wait and see team for me in the playoffs. Being a different animal. Some teams just like the Blues. The Blues had some fantastic regular season teams, President's Trophy winning team that flopped in the playoffs, didn't get it done. It happens. So the playoffs are a different animal. And they have a guy in Kemper who, what's his playoff record? Has he not many playoff games, right? It's limited.
Darcy Kemper. God damn, that's a great question.
Because most of his career was with Arizona, right? So he's
Arizona, Minnesota.
yeah.
Yeah, and when Minnesota was kind of a mediocre team. I'm looking it up now.
Darcy Kemper. Yeah, I got it here.
Let's see.
Playoff
Regular
stats. He's
season.
played 19. And
So I mean, he's 7-6, not too bad. 286, 913 save percentage.
286 GAA and 913 save percentage is not good.
Yeah.
I mean, not great for playoffs.
No, but again, he's wow. Arizona made the what? Arizona made the playoffs in 2020.
That was the bubble year.
God,
The bubble year.
I almost wish they would just throw that out entirely. That whole
Yeah.
playoff thing was just so fucking weird.
He's actually with Minnesota, the 1 year he played 6 games, he was 3-1. But those are by that his other years, like his last year with Arizona. Again, different teams, hard to compare. It's like apples and oranges, but a 3.47 GAA and a 913 save percentage with Arizona in 1920. And then if you want to go back, 9 years with Minnesota, played 2 games, 8.79 save percentage and 3.2 GAA. But that's too long ago.
So Brandon DeRoos, ROR makes it 9 20-goal scorers on Friday, ? Because he did get 2.
He needs a goal.
Against Colorado. He's at 19. He needs 1 more.
Yep.
Let me ask you guys, as hockey players, do you think they feed him a little bit more to try and get him 20 goals?
Yes.
Yes,
I think
for
they
sure.
do too.
20 goals.
I agree.
The difference between 19 and 20 goals is a big deal. It's you're 20 goals is a benchmark for
it is.
It's a nice milestone.
Especially a team that has 7 other or what 8 others.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I will be in attendance Friday night, and that is the one thing that I am hoping to see. Wearing this jersey, by the way.
It's a beautiful jersey
Very nice.
on a beautiful man.
The Blues and Coyotes will play a preseason game in Wichita at Intrust Bank Arena on September 24th at 7 p.m. That is my birthday. Intrust Bank is home to the ECHL's Wichita Thunder and seats more than 15,000 fans.
So guess what?
Seats more than Arizona Coyotes stadium
by triple.
Damn it! You took my joke. I set this up for my joke, and Bill steals it. God damn it!
Let's
never
pretend
making the outline again.
Let's pretend Bill never said it. And what were you going to say, Jeff?
I was just gonna say that if this game even sells a third of their tickets, that's the highest amount of seats the Coyotes will sell in a single game next season.
What? That's crazy. That's hilarious, Jeff.
It's shut up.
I love
But
those
it's true.
math jokes.
Crazy. And so that's your birthday, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we'll go to Wichita. Let's go Blues Radio in Wichita.
What else is in Wichita?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Farmland.
Wait,
There's some taverns. I'm sure.
haystacks.
Taverns.
Yeah.
what date is it? September? Maybe we
24th?
can go chase a tornado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
Heard a comment today from some folks that Tornado Alley may have moved based on the
To here.
based on where tornadoes are popping up recently in the past. Yeah, may have moved east. So
Wonderful.
yeah, we've always been like on the edge of Tornado Alley. We'll see our fair share of get our scares and stuff every year. All right,
But
so comments of the show. We have some winners, right? So who are we going with? We're going with
We got a couple more comments, so I'm trying to read through just to make sure we didn't have any that trump what we've already picked.
right.
You nailed my last name pronunciation the second time.
Well, you can always
Brandon
add on. There's no limit.
Brandon
to the number.
DeRoos
Yeah.
is his name, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, Kurt, I mean, I guess we could Kurt, why don't you name our first winner? Go ahead.
Do we have to actually read the tweet, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready to go if you're not.
I'll do. Okay, so the first one is we got Chris Bray, and I enjoyed.
Congratulations, Chris Bray.
Yeah, I enjoyed his "Eat Right" comment for the logo on the jersey, which was a nice little. I enjoyed that.
And in the same breath, I will add our second winner, Brandy Capone, who I think she's actually been a winner on our live.
Is she even eligible?
Contest before?
She did.
We'll let her be, I guess. Just her just a big toasted ravioli on the sweater. Yes, 100%. That's also a winner to me.
Let's see. Matt Harris. We got Matt Harris, and I don't see his. Did you put his down? Where is it?
Yes, I did. Well, we got a couple.
There it
I
is.
enjoyed his "How's the Second Horniest Blues" podcast doing tonight.
He also had Cronky Sports and Entertainment for the logo, which is pretty good. So
yes, fantastic.
Get a double there.
Yeah, and I'll give credit to Chris Bray. I thought the sleeper comment of the show was Eric Johnson as a poor man's Rob Ravage.
That was pretty good. I like that. So he's got two too.
Bill, do you? I don't know if you saw. If you want to actually read one, if you go up into our Slack channel, I gave one to a often listener of the show. He's our fourth winner. I don't know if you want to read that one. If you don't see it, let me know and I will read it.
I'm looking through it right now.
I don't see it.
Mr. Ken Morris.
Yeah, the opening comment of the show. Not since Cole Younger rode with Frank and Jesse James has there been a more famous trio of gents from Missouri as the Let's Go Blues radio gents.
I love that.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a good one.
We've said on the show before that we are history buffs, and to hear that and then compare us to Cole Younger, Frank and Jesse James, we love you, Ken Morris. That's awesome.
Yeah. I would make one correction, though. We're not famous. We're infamous.
Infamous, yeah. With the three amigos.
Yeah, right.
And if we had the little salute down, we could do that. But
and you know what? I'll just go ahead and say, just for my wife, you know what? Guess what, honey? For all your great comments tonight, you win too. I'll be bringing these upstairs for you.
So yeah, I guess. So that we didn't actually just say what the prizes were, did we? Yeah. So we're giving away some stickers. We'll get these out to you guys. Some Let's Go Blues radio stickers and Blues hockey stickers. So let's see. How do we do this? We can contact us, radio@letsgoblues.com if you're a winner. And we'll get your address and we'll get these out to you.
You can message us on Twitter too.
At LGB Radio, or one of our handles at Kurt Price, at JPonder94, at Billy Blue Note 33. So congratulations, guys. Enjoy your stickers.
And again, remember that next week we will have yet another giveaway, and it's
more stuff.
Yeah, more stuff.
More stuff.
The 100 things to Let me just.
It's like the best podcast ever.
I know. 100 things Blues fans should know and do before they die. Stanley Cup edition by our friend of the show, Jeremy Rutherford. We have a signed copy that we will be giving to you as well. So tune in next week.
Copy.
And again, we don't. Yeah, we have it
signed by Erica Weston.
Yes. By Erica Weston.
How did we should have got her to sign that before she.
I've actually. So he signed one for me as well. I forgot what he said here. Let me see.
Hi. If I can borrow a line from Kevin Slayton.
Mm-hmm.
We got some rapid fire hockey tidbits from around the NHL, the Western Conference playoffs. Predators clinched the first wild card with an overtime loss against Calgary on Tuesday. That was a great game. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was. That was a great game.
The Stars can, and they're going to play Calgary in the first round, aren't they?
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be because
Oh.
the Preds clinched the first wild
Yeah,
card. Like
right.
there's no way Stars could have caught them. So
Right.
yeah,
The West
the
is
Preds will
set.
play Calgary.
I mean, I think
That should
Calgary.
be a fun series.
I think Calgary wins that series, but that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the Stars can clinch if they get. Well, they did tonight.
Well, the Stars clinched,
Yep.
and
We
again,
covered that live.
Golden
We did. We covered
Knights
live.
are out.
Yay!
Woo!
Suck it. Let's see. Someone said that the Vegas Golden Knights are turning into the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim by spending a ton of money, but ending up with what is not a very good team in the end. Vegas has tinkered with their roster way too much, bringing in big contracts without much thought to chemistry or anything else. And they took a step back this year. Granted, injuries did not help them at all this year. Actually, if they were relatively healthy, they probably do make the playoffs. But still, it is interesting because we talked about that they did go after some big names and wheeled and dealed and kind of maybe screw the team up.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It's funny. I mean, and it's funny too because again, we talked about this at the trade deadline show. They gave up Marc-Andre Fleury for pretty much nothing. Vezina winner for nothing. And they again treat players like meat, and then they don't make the playoffs. They basically say, "Oh yeah, Mark Stone," and I can't even remember the other players. They said Alec Martinez. They can't play until at least playoffs, so we're going to put them on LTIR right after the Jack Eichel trade, or right after I guess he became available.
Right.
And then it's like, oh wow, what a coincidence! But guess what? You need those players to win in the regular season too. What a crazy thought!
Yeah, it's like they thought that the playoffs, they were entitled to a playoff berth. Another disappointing season for the Vegas Golden Knights.
This one is a disappointing season for the Vegas Golden Knights.
And
did you guys see that their record is pretty much the same as the
Buffalo.
Sabres?
Yeah,
since
the Eichel trade.
Eichel, since the Eichel trade.
Yep.
Crazy.
I saw that. That's funny. I loved how basically the hockey world all rallied and circled the wagons against the Knights.
Yeah. Yep. I thought Dallas captured it well last night. They tweeted out, the everybody's a Dallas Stars fan tonight in North America, and except for, and it was just the state of Nevada.
Yeah,
that summed it up perfectly.
Well, that image you shared, Jeff, the jumbotron in our Slack chat, the one that was out there on social media from San Jose, the fans text that they put on the jumbotron. It what's the word for it when you take the first letter of each word in a sentence and it spells out
acronym?
That's not an acronym.
No.
What is that?
Acronym's like scuba, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
no.
That's yeah. There's something to it.
Whatever
but,
it is.
They wrote in code, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants to write that kind of code and have
I'll pull it up
at some point in their life.
So this was the text that was put on the jumbotron in San Jose. Fans unite, celebrate, keep the hockey energy kicking. Now imbibe generously, honor the Sharks. And if you take the first letter of each of those words, it spells out "fuck the Knights."
Yep.
So okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'm a dummy. As an English graduate, I should know this. It's actually called an acrostic.
An acrostic.
Very close to acronym.
Okay.
Acrostic.
Yes. So that was, and they put that on the jumbotron. When I first saw it, I thought the Sharks did that, and I was like, "Wow!" And this was a game that between the Sharks and the Ducks, the Knights weren't even playing in that game. But I thought the Sharks did this, and I was like, "Wow, someone's getting fired." But turns out this was one of those things where you text in, they put your stuff on the jumbotron, you donate to charity some money, and they put it up there. So that was pretty fun.
And did you see what Dallas did tonight, though, in pregame? they put up on their Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Upon review, we enjoy late comebacks. Overtime's more exciting. Spelled, you're welcome.
Nice.
You are welcome.
All right. Any more comments in the YouTube chat before we go? Because we're about
Well,
done.
I do love to see my wife say Jeff's right. That's that's beautiful.
Just right about what? Acronym?
I think she's meaning acrostic, but yes.
Oh, okay. Acrostic.
No, just seeing my wife admit that I'm right about something, that makes me very happy.
Okay.
And now we're the horniest podcast.
Well, Matt Harris says taking the first letter to spell something out is actually called a ligma. Ligma.
I think it's the same.
Is it the same thing?
Basically. Yeah.
Is that's the Latin word for? Was it acosta? What'd you say? Accosted? Acoustic. Not accosted. Caustic. Acoustic.
That's something else completely, entirely something different.
Okay. Either way, whatever. This is not. We're not. Well, Jeff is.
We're not linguists here.
We're not linguists.
I am.
Okay. Support for Blues Radio is brought to you in part by ID Life, the world's only truly personalized vitamin platform based on a health assessment of your DNA. Visit rockinthatidlife.com for more information. That's rockinthatidlife.com, and get 10% off by emailing Dustin at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Center Ice Brewery, St. Louis's tasty hockey-themed beer. Check out your local beer vendor or your beer store for availability. That's Center Ice Brewery beer. Please drink responsibly. That'll wrap up episode 33 of season 10 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube and Facebook live chats during the live show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Congratulations again to the winners of the comments of the show. Again, please contact us at radio@letsgoblues.com. They're on there. For Jeff Ponder and Bill Dam, Kurt Price, until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues, and let's go St. Louis Force. That's the HNA team.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at Force.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend.